Hello, welcome. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. Topping our newscast, the round of budget hearings for the fiscal year 2016 budget started on Monday. Governor Kenneth Mapp's financial team, which includes OMB Director Designee Nellen Bowery and Finance Commissioner Designee Vladimir Collins, testified before the Senate committee. News 2's April Knight brings us details from the legislature.
The Senate Finance Committee hit some key points during the first round of questioning aimed at the governor's financial team on Monday. It was the first in a series of budget reviews by the legislature for the fiscal year 2016 budget. The financial team, led by Office of Management and Budget Director Nellen Bowery, raised the possibility of a lump sum budget.
The tighter your budget is and the less certain you are of revenues going forward, the more leeway you need to be able to react as things develop.
But that's not likely going to happen, according to the Senate. Tax collection is a major income generator for the territory, and the financial team says it's looking at making it more efficient, either by investing in technology or making businesses use special devices to capture gross receipts.
Is that an additional cost on business owners? Or is that a software, a device? What exactly are you talking about?
But that's still in preliminary discussions, according to BIR Director Designee Marvin Pickering. Some senators were worried about the $5 million reduction to the education budget, but Bowery said that's offset by the $3.5 million earmarked for education vacancies under the miscellaneous section. Lawmakers also pushed for structured management of federal funding so as not to turn away federal dollars nor add to the struggle of some local nonprofits that benefit from them. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Now, the Senate Finance Committee will hear testimonies from various agencies of the government on the 2016 budget in the coming weeks. News 2 will keep you updated. The British Virgin Islanders headed to the polls today for their general election. The Virgin Islands Party and the National Democratic Party went head-to-head on getting their candidates into the 13 seats in the third House of Assembly. The elected officials will be governing the BVI for 4 years. Meanwhile, some 886 people, including the physically disabled, voted on advanced polling day, and it was held on June 5th, according to the BVI government's website, and we'll have more on the results in a later newscast. The Women's Coalition is yet another nonprofit organization facing the possibility of having to close its doors. The agency hasn't received federal funding tied to the local government in 2 years, they say, and without it, several programs are in jeopardy. News 2's Erica Parsons has that story.
You know, Sandy, the Women's Coalition has helped this community for more than 30 years, offering services like emergency shelters, transitional housing, educational programs, and crisis counseling, things that are critical to this community. And now it's this agency who needs the help. Hundreds of women and girls ran in the annual Women's Race Sunday. It's one of the Women's Coalition's biggest fundraisers.
Most of the community comes out to support. We had over 300 people there yesterday, so it was great to see that.
It's support from the race and other fundraisers that's keeping the agency afloat, but it's not nearly enough.
We probably made around $15,000 to $20,000. We're not quite sure. We're kind of still figuring all that out.
Like other nonprofits that serve victims, the Women's Coalition has not gotten its federal funding from the local government for the last 2 years.
Our government funding has been cut significantly, the miscellaneous fund money that we get, as well as we're missing federal funds that normally come to the territory that we haven't seen in over 2 years, from Department of Justice, which is VAWA and VOCA money, as well as Department of Education, adult education money.
The grants they haven't gotten total almost $500,000. Without that money, services could be cut.
In our 34 years we've been existing, we've never had to cut programs.
We've managed to keep our doors open through fundraising, through a little cushion that we've had over the 30 years that we've raised money. As well as through our thrift stores, but we are down to no cushion anymore.
What we're doing now, Carolyn and I, is strategizing and trying to see how do we keep the doors open and not really let off people.
All the services the Women's Coalition offer are free, and both the community and the government rely heavily on them. Now it's them who need the help.
We need the community to step up and say, this agency is important and you need to give them what they need so that they can continue to help us, the community.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
Women's Coalition executives say they plan to meet with lawmakers and the governor, but they urge the community to send in donations and contributions to assist the agency in the meanwhile. Innovative and St. Joseph's Catholic High School announced a partnership Monday to offer an IT academy starting this fall. Officials from both signed a memorandum of agreement. Students who complete the program will have certifications recognized by the U.S. Department of Labor.
I really want to say a heartfelt thank you to Innovative for partnering with us. This is very much in line with the principles of Catholic education, which has been going on for many, many centuries, in fact, of preparing young people to be able to contribute meaningfully to the world.
We support quite a few educational initiatives, and we're most excited about programs that support STEM. We're excited about any program that will help train the next generation of innovative employees. And this is a perfect opportunity.
Great opportunity there. Well, a group of residents decided it's about time we had a local TED Talk. So on Saturday, thanks to Leah Goldman and his team, TEDx, an independently organized TED Talk, came to St. Thomas. It featured speakers including professional photographer David Berg, mathematician and physicist Mark Changizi, African studies expert Haida Sewer, and computer programmer Amit Mirpuri. Our very own turtle guy, Scott Thomas Ames, and founder of the VI Turtle Project, also presented. Congratulations to Leah and the rest of the organizers for a very successful event. The Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority launches its new smart meters on the island of St. Croix on Tuesday. This according to a release from the authority. The St. Croix installations come after 98% of St. Thomas homes serviced by WAPA were fitted with the smart meters. Installers will be visiting homes to set up the smart meters. According to WAPA's CEO, Hugo Hodge, in spite of attempts to discredit the safety to the smart meters, they have proven successful and efficient in other areas and are expected to perform just as well in the territory. Hundreds of people attended the annual Housing Expo Saturday, hosted by the VI Housing Authority. The furniture companies were new this year, setting up elaborate displays, and dozens of people won lots of prizes.
We were blessed with a lot of information. Over 40 exhibitors were present, from Home Depot providing the kids' workshop, the Water and Power Authority, all of our banks. The Housing Authority unveiled many of its subdivisions, as well as our housing partners, the Virgin Islands Housing Authority, and as well as DWH Management Services, Sugar Mills Villas were taking rental applications on site. So we were really, really pleased with the success of the St. Croix edition of the 2015 Housing Expo, and we do hope that they will join us on St. Thomas.
Turn our attention overseas. President Barack Obama wrapped up his trip to Germany for the G7 summit, boarding a plane in Munich to travel back to the White House. Earlier Monday, the president held a bilateral meeting with Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi and a news conference to conclude the two-day summit. The president told reporters the United States does not yet have a complete strategy for training Iraqi forces to fight ISIS, but he said he is confident coalition forces will succeed in defeating ISIS if they continue to support an inclusive Iraqi government. Meanwhile, keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. As we can see there, everything down. The Dow 82, NASDAQ 46, S&P also down at 13. Coming up on News 2, looking for some ways to get fit this summer, we have a few options for you. Plus, over 40 teams proved who rules when it comes to wings. The much anticipated King of the Wing contest was held on Saturday, June 6th at Magens Bay. Twelve young men and women are now high school graduates. The students are members of the Free Will Baptist School's 2015 class, and they proudly walked across the stage to accept their diplomas Friday night. The valedictorian was Donna Mae Barnard, and the salutatorian was Yadina Abed. All 12 are heading to college, collecting more than $350,000 in scholarships. The ceremony was a little emotional after they honored classmate Freddie Gomez, who drowned in December. Each student presented his parents with a flower in his memory. Meanwhile, 38 students from the Good Hope Country Day School also graduated over the weekend. The seniors received their diploma Saturday evening at Island Center. Christina Thurland was named as the class of 2015 salutatorian, and 2 other young ladies shared the top honor as valedictorian. Both Emily Snow and Carrie Currents were named as co-valedictorians for the class. Most of the students plan to head straight to college, and 1 young man was accepted into the U.S. Coast Guard Academy. Well, the much-anticipated King of the Wing contest was held on Saturday, June 8th at Magens Bay, St. Thomas. The 6th annual event included nearly 40 teams consisting of the top local restaurants, businesses, organizations, and chicken wing connoisseurs. Now, the most crucial fundraising platform, it's for the Nana Baby Children's Home of St. Thomas. Nearly $230,000 has been raised so far in years past. Branson Dillon reports.
A festive mood is in the air as hundreds of people from all over flock to Magens Bay for a little bit of music, dancing, and, of course, chicken wings. They're here for the 6th annual King of the Wing competition. But today is about more than just wings and fun. It's about helping out a great cause, the Nana Baby Children's Home.
Overnight, we raised about roughly $300,000 for a Nana Baby Home in the past 6 years, cumulatively. We have teams now from California coming in, teams from St. Croix, teams from the BVI. It's becoming a national event for the Virgin Islands.
40 vendors are competing for the title, but all acknowledge they're here for a bigger reason.
When you can do something from your craft and give back to the community, that's what it's all about at the end of the day.
But winning it all has to mean something too, right?
I'll let the people judge on that, you know? I just love to cook.
Reporting from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, I'm Branson Dillon.
And we will have the winners for you in another newscast. Looking for some ways to get in shape for the summer? VIPA's Executive Director Carlton Dow invites VI government employees and the public to sign up for the new SWEAT program that will be hosted at the Crown Bay Center on St. Thomas from June 9th through September 30th. SWEAT is an acronym for Summer Wellness Educating and Training. The program encompasses 3 exercise classes weekly. That's every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, including Zumba, Pilates, and toning and soca aerobics, all conducted by experienced instructors from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Crown Bay Center. It will also offer nutrition and cooking classes twice a month in conjunction with UBI and monthly health screenings and weigh-ins, much more. Meanwhile, Crown Bay was the former site, but now community members are invited to dance their way to better health with fun Zumba classes at the BCB Middle School every Tuesday. Classes began on June 2nd at 6 p.m. in the school's gymnasium, and it continues. Classes are instructed by Gaynell Harris, and they are free and open to the public. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.